Sup, Snacks, this is Reyes, the all-eating cake, back here with... Well, I'm not back here with anything. This is something I've never done. I will be talking about the level 1 run for anybody that wants to, like, try it. Some things that I've learned during the playing it. I, of course, have a lot of weapons and different gear collected. Uh, some of it that I haven't used. We, for example, have a silver tier mask, which I've used for discovery. We also have other that give stats here that I've used. Same with everything else. If you really want to take a look at these things, you can pause. I don't remember what does what. That doesn't really matter. And then I will also, of course, give you a look at my talismans. These are all the talismans that I collected during this run to help. Some of them are, of course, not really there to help. My rune forming spot, if you want to know that, has been over by... Oh, that's the Lake of Rot. I'm looking at the wrong place, that's why. It's over here. I was teleport there. That's where this is where I did most, not all, because I didn't unlock this place until way later. Because I didn't do the quest line. I went here from Mountain Top of the Giants, or well, Consecrated Snowfield, killing these. Before that, I farmed over in Kaled, over by the Impassable Great Bridge, because you can just get these things to fight each other. It was a good way of getting runes while pretty much just being AFK. It works very, very, very well early game. Later game, it doesn't work as well because you need way more runes. But let's talk about... I don't know every boss I did defeat. Oh yeah, we can take a look at... Can we? No, I need to sit down at the Grace to do that. To take a look at my... Not Great Runes, I didn't really use... Well, I did use Godric's Great Runes sometimes. But that was after like a lot of trying. These are the ones I used the most. But yeah, I've got a lot of different tiers here. Doesn't really matter. My goal was, of course, to defeat every Great Rune wielder. And, I mean, I did do that. The only boss I didn't defeat during my run was Radagon. And I did talk about this a little bit in my The Evil Within episode that I uploaded today as well. But it's because Radagon is kind of bullshit. He has actually most of his attacks have really fucking stupid hitboxes. Like things you've clearly rolled through sometimes hit you anyway, even after the animation has ended sometimes. Radagon is the worst boss in the game. And there was another boss that I was stuck on for a really long time, which was Maliketh. I was stuck on him for very long because I didn't know his moveset properly. Because when you go there on normal character, you're probably way over leveled or have so much health or very tanky gear so that it doesn't matter. You don't really need to learn his moveset. You just get hit and survive. You don't really care about learning it. Which is something that I feel is really bad about Elden Ring's design, is that you just need to become tanky and you can survive pretty much any fight, even though you don't even need to really learn it. But let's go. So I will only talk about the ones that I needed to defeat and how I did that. So of course we'll go over here to Margit, the Fell Omen, which is one of the first bosses I defeated. And of course I didn't have much back then. I think I had Radagon Sword Seal. I may even only have had Radagon Scar Seal, because for some reason I wasn't smart. I don't know what else, everything I had. And I actually defeated him with this, the Lord Zorn Straight Sword. This is what I defeated Margit with. It took some time to defeat him. He was quite a big obstacle. And if you're wondering why my character looks like this, I don't know. But this is what I used to defeat Margit. Any tips for him? I don't think I really have. I beat him mostly due to luck and perseverance. So I can't really give a lot of insight to him. So we'll instead go to Godric. I also didn't use Spirit, Ashes, or Summons. The only boss I did use Summons for is Radagon. And the reason that being is because I felt like that's such a huge part of the Radagon fight that I couldn't really exclude it. I kind of wish I didn't. But there are cheeses you can do to defeat him easier anyway. I've seen things you can use, basically break his AI and make him not even attack you if you ride a horse. Anyways, Godric. What did I use to defeat Godric? I believe that was my Claymore. I don't remember what plus it was when I defeated him, but yeah, pretty sure it was just a regular old Claymore, not really anything added to it. And tips for him. Well, he's actually kind of easy. There are a lot of attacks that are kind of hard to avoid, which I just moved away, like far away from him for. Uh, but his Earthquake attack is really easy. You just jump and like attack him during that. You can do it like during both attacks. The first smash and the second. And the third one on his, I guess in his second phase. But let's go over to, I believe I went over here after that. And I had such problems with the Wolf of Radagon. What thing did I use to defeat him? I believe it may have been the Morning Star. It was either the Claymore or the Morning Star. I don't remember. Honestly, it may have been the Morning Star I used to defeat the Godric even. It might not have been the Claymore. I think I did use the Claymore against him. I don't know if I beat him with it, but I probably definitely tried to defeat him. This was, of course, a really long time ago I did this run. It was probably around half a year ago I defeated the last bosses I defeated in this run, which was Malekith and Godfrey and the mage guy, which I can't remember the name of at the moment. Let's go into... Did I not? Never mind, I didn't take the grace. in her boss room, apparently. But how did I defeat Renala? Oh, fuck. I don't know if I remember. Probably Morningstar. I used the Morningstar quite a lot, and I infused it with Frost as well, not only bleed loss, to make it better, of course. I've infused a lot of different weapons. You may see in my memory slots down there as well, I used that, which we will come to. It was either the Claymore or the Morningstar for Renala as well. And tips for her, well, the first wave phase will take quite a long time, because you don't really have a good damaging weapon for Renala. As for other tips, I can't really give any. Her second phase is really hard. Renala is actually a really difficult boss if you fight her in level 1. Of course, when you usually come here, you're a bit over leveled, and she isn't that difficult then. You usually kill her cocoon in one drop, and nothing in there really is that dangerous. I might have went Altus Plateau after this. I don't know if I went Radagon. No, I needed to have gone to Altus Plateau. And I actually went through the village. No, wait, I have the Grand Lift Detectives as well. Why do I have that? And no, I didn't go through there. Oh no, I only went through there to loot upgrade stuff. Never mind. Yeah, I didn't go through the tunnel. Which means that the next spot, exactly, it's over here. I'll have to go to the Capital Rampart because it's the closest one. But the next boss I think I defeated might have been this one, or I went to Volcano Manor. I'm not entirely sure. And against this guy, I know this one for sure. I remember it because it took me such a long time. This was among one of the most difficult bosses yet, and I used the Morningstar infused with cold. This boss, you really need to learn the timing on. It's really difficult fight in level 1, at least in my opinion. But the Morningstar infused with cold, and this might have been one of the last bosses I used my Morningstar on. I actually need to pause because I'm having a slight issue, but I will soon return. Not that it matters for you.
Okay, back. As for any tips against this boss, I don't really have any. You need to learn the timings of the lightning attacks. Don't get greedy, of course, but that's a rule of any Souls game, so that doesn't really help you a lot. Then I went through here. Oh yeah, we have Godric Golden Shade. I guess I'll go to the Queen's Bedchamber. Godfrey Golden Shade, not Godric. Let's go backwards. Let's go backwards just a little bit. Let's take this grace. No. Why not? Why not? This boss I actually cheesed extremely hard. Let's see, what weapon did I use? Did I use this? No. I quick step on that. I don't have it on. But this is the weapon I used, and I used... Here, Ashes of War. I used this one, Thunderbolt, because this boss is incredibly weak against lightning, so I just went around running away from him, thunderbolting him. It's honestly probably the best tactic you can use against this boss. It's the only tip I can really give because that's the way I killed him. I will. I guess I will talk a little bit more about Radagon now. Yeah, I just basically ran around summoning and resummoning everyone that died all the time. That's all I did for the Radagon fight. And as I said, I wish I could have done it another way, but even then, I probably would have found the cheeses and done it another cheesy way. Doesn't really matter at this point, is what I'm trying to say. Uh, Morgott, another really difficult boss. I tried a lot of different tactics against him. I used this axe, did not work, because I saw somewhere that wild strikes worked really well. Somebody fucked them up with that, but that did not work. I used the clean rot spear with lightning, did not work very well. I think I tried to use the morning star. I don't remember what I defeated him with. I know that I used these. I might have been the hook claws I used to defeat him. I'm not entirely sure. But I did. Uh, any tips for him? I don't have any. I don't remember this fight, even though it took me so long. I don't remember much of what I did during the Morgott boss fight. Now let's go to Temple of Agley, because this boss was quite tricky too. But I remember how I defeated this one. Let's see, where's the weapon? It's here. I used the golden halberd. And sleep pots. Basically, made him fall asleep, then used this, and then fucked him up quite hard, and repeat. Of course, this is some of these tactics are not my own. I found them on the internet. Actually, a lot of the things I tried, I found on the internet. But yeah, that is basically how I defeated him. I remember that very well. Very difficult boss. Uh, but I got again, I don't really have any tips because of how I defeated him. Rykard, well, it's obvious what weapon I used. I used the Serpent Hunter and I even upgraded it quite a bit. But I also used this Jellyfish Shield. And the reason was I used the thingy. I don't remember what it does. Doesn't matter. And then I shielded. I used this to shield against the snake's shockwave attack. The second phase was really hard as well, but I don't remember as much from it. But Rykard, I struggled with quite a while. I took a break at him because I couldn't figure out what to do. A shockwave I had such problems with to dodge. I don't know the dodge timing on it. That was the attack I had most problem with. But if you're doing the level 1 run, you should probably use a shield for that attack if you're struggling with it, just like I did. That is really the only tip I can give for him. Now let's take a trip up to... sorry. Foot of the Forge.
this is the way I used. Let's get in here to the boss room. This guy I also don't have any tips for because I again cheesed it. As you see, I have the rot breathing, and I used some... I have a lot of seals leveled up, and I don't remember which one I used for it. I used the seal at least, and that. So basically what I did, I rode to him, gave him the Scarlet Rot.
And I gave him Scarlet Rot, rode to the other side of the arena, rode to the other side of the arena. He ran out, I went back, applied that again, and that's all I did. So quite a cheesy way to kill the fire giant, but that is how I did it. And after that, I think I went to the Erdtree. Let's go to Erdtree Promenade, because this is where another boss is. This boss, I used incantations again for this one, but other incantations. I used Lightning Spear, and Ancient Dragon's Lightning Strike. These are the two things I used for this boss. And that is how I killed it. Just riding around, not riding around, running around, really focusing on avoiding the abilities, and just throwing mostly lightning spears at her until she died. Now let's get down to Melania. And her I defeated with some things. The Claymore and the Lower Sword Greatsword combo. With of course one of them having bleed and the other having frost. As to stagger her, give her bleed loss and frost. It took me quite some time to defeat her. I learned the first phase is very easy, but her second phase was quite hard. Because, oh yeah, and I now know what I did. I gave one of these Bloodhound's Dodge. Bloodhound Step, I mean, that's what it's called. And I used that to avoid some of the attacks that she did. And I forgot to cover another boss entirely before I even got here. Of course, I could not remember. This asshole. Commander O'Neill. Or Niall. I don't remember which one is who. They have two similar names. And here I used incantations. Basically, what I'm trying to say is incantations are your friend. In a level 1 run sometimes. Where I mostly used Black Flame. I used Black Flame. I believe I used another as well, but maybe Flame grant me strength? Yeah, because it raises fire if any attack bar. I used Flame grant me strength and Black Flame. And just try to avoid him and throw it whenever I could. Tips for him? I don't really have any again, sorry about that. I want to give tips as much as I can, because I know there are people out there still trying. I used Giant Seal? No, I didn't. Yes, I did. And Godslayer Seal. I don't remember why I used this. Because... Yeah, exactly. I never used. It's because of what the video used, really. Talismans, I can't really give tips about because I used such a variety of them during boss fights, and most of the combos I came up with myself. I don't remember most of it. Of course, I've been on the ground. I don't really remember the reasons why. Cocoon of the Empyrean. Now let's go here to Moog. And this is the first time I used these two. We have Flame on them right now, but of course they had Bleed Loss and Frost. Moog was actually a really fun fight to learn. Just do the jump slashes whenever you feel you're able to. His attacks are actually very easy to dodge. Moog is probably one of the most balanced bosses in the game. Some of you people may look at me weird for saying that, but that's truth. I've leveled the Sword of Saint Trina, but I don't even remember why. I don't remember when I tried to use it. Probably other weapons I've leveled that I don't remember. Yeah, like the ring finger. When did I? Oh wait, I know why I tried to use that. Oh yeah, I tried to use these two as well for who? Oh wait, I know which one I tried to use that on. That was on Malekith. Speaking of Malekith, we're not really going to him quite yet, but we are going to. Where is that? Is it the Dragon Temple altar? Might be the Dragon Temple altar. It is. Yeah, it is. These guys were, of course, quite difficult as well, and I used an interesting technique for them. Say hello to Longbow, and say hello to both Sleep and Scarlet Rot arrows, because that is the technique I used. I put one of them to sleep and defeated one of them with the Scarlet Rot arrows, and then proceeded to use Scarlet Rot and arrows on the other, and then I usually would spawn the other and I would put that one to sleep, and so on. I killed quite a lot of them that way. Again, a boss I had really such huge trouble with it. That is why I have the ringed finger at such a level, because I saw somebody use that. Oh, I'm tired and lightheaded. I'm talking too much. The scythe. When did I use the scythe? As you can see, I don't even remember using some of these weapons. I remember the Geese's Wheel because I tried to use that on Melania. But a lot of these I don't remember where I used them, like the Twin Knight Sword. I don't remember that. Oh no, wait, I do remember. I tried to defeat a boss, then realized I didn't need to defeat that boss. But now I'm trying on it. Sorry for yawning in your ears. Misericord, I also tried to use a Melania. And some other bosses, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, let's go to Malekith then. Soon this video is over. This will be a long one. Malekith, I had problems with him for so long, and I think I defeated him with either the curved swords or the vulgar malicious saws. I'm not entirely sure. But the reason why I learned his moveset is actually quite funny. You did a Crucible Knight run with
a friend, and we struggled really hard on Maliketh. And that is actually when I learned his moveset. I became a god at Maliketh, finally. I knew how to dodge everything, every little tell. Maliketh is actually a really good boss fight. I used to not consider him a good boss fight. Uh, but yeah, I used a lot of different techniques on him as well, before eventually defeating him. God damn it. Too tired. I need to make dinner after this. Uh, Now let's go back to Lanedal, of course. That's where I'm going. And let's go back to Erdtree Sanctuary, because this is where the all-knowing bitch boy is. And I defeated him by being super aggressive with a weapon that I don't remember which weapon I used on him either. But super aggressive, that's the only tip I can really give for him. Let's go to the last boss I defeated, Godfrey. Godfrey is one of the easiest boss fights in the game, surprisingly. I struggled with him a little bit at first, until I realized that pretty much every... God damn it. Pretty much every attack from him is punishable. Almost every attack, I just rolled past, boom boom, roll, boom boom, roll, boom boom. Wait for stamina while dodging, boom boom. Over and over and over again until he got killed. And it's the same in the second phase. Second phase is a little bit harder because of his many grab attacks. His second phase is, while cool, I know maybe some people will not agree, but I think it's down in quality from the first one because just because of his grab attacks. Yes, he's very punishable, but I think the second phase is generally too easy and annoying at the same time. Because getting hit by a grab attack can sometimes mean death. Yeah, very easy. Oh, and the earthquakes. You just make sure to run to the other side of the room, basically, where it won't hit you. I don't remember exactly how I ran while dodging them, but I know a technique on how to dodge them. And Radagon, the bitch boy. I'm not even gonna speak about him because he's bullshit. It's a bullshit boss fight. If you wanna try and beat him, try and beat him. I couldn't beat him, and I didn't try for a lot because so many of his attacks have bullshit hitboxes, which just made me annoyed at the game and did not want me to even try and continue. That is something that I hate. I hate unfair. Because that is what I like about these games. They are very difficult, but they have always been fair. You can beat them. And Radagon is kind of fair. You can beat him, but you need to be over leveled or like really know exactly how to dodge even those really bullshit attacks. But that is really it for my Elden Ring Soul Level 1 kind of guide. And I only include the main bosses because if I included every side boss I've beaten, I would be here for 23 years. Because I defeated so many side bosses. So that's it. thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll eat you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!